Thank you at Queen Bougie for this comment. I had to make a response video. Sis, as women, we have to learn to protect ourselves. No more victim behavior. Yes, yes, yes. I just wanted to expand on this comment because I am so in agreement with that. Let me move the scarf. Okay, so a couple of things here that are really powerful that this comment brought up for me. No more victim mindset, no more victim behavior. Where does victim mindset and victim behavior come from? For most of us women who have a victim mindset or victim behavior, we have often either been abused, sexually taken advantage of in some area or some point in our lives, maybe when we were younger, or we have witnessed it. We may have witnessed it personally happen to a loved one, a family member or friend who was taken advantage of or essayed, and nothing ever came of it. So somewhere deep in the back of our minds, our psyche, we say to ourselves, that's what happens. These are the kinds of things that happen. I remember my mom giving me and my sisters these lectures about having to protect ourselves and avoiding being around boys a lot, avoiding being alone with a man or a boy. I mean, I was a teenager, and back then it just seemed so like, oh my God, what could be so terrible? You don't know as a child. So there's this early awareness of danger around being alone with a man or boys even. And once most of us girls, I would say for myself, came of age and started growing curves and, was going through puberty, the hide and seek play in the neighborhood and the little games we used to play as little kids changed because the boys would always be trying to feel up on you or hunch up on you. So at an early age, what I'm trying to say is for a lot of girls and women, we get a sense of this is what happens. And a lot of times, depending on the community that you've been raised in, typically nothing is done about it if you say anything. And a lot of people are afraid to say anything because of repercussions of shame and guilt being lashed on to the girl or to the woman. The thing is usually, well, why were you there? Why were you there alone with that person? How do you know it was them? Or what were you wearing? So the blame is usually assigned to the woman, as opposed to the man or to the boy, who should not be taken advantage of or trying to force his way into a woman's intimacy, into a woman or a girl's intimate areas. Also, I want to add to this that most societies where women are marginalized and women are looked upon as objects or subjects of serving men's needs and serving the society's needs, in a lot of societies and communities, I don't hear about it that much now, but it used to be a prized thing to be a virgin when you got married as a girl or as a woman, but the man could be a whatever, supposed to be experienced. They say go sow your wild oats to the man, young men and boys. But where are they sowing these damn oats? Okay, and why do people? This is me ranting, so if this doesn't relate or resonate, just ignore it. But I think many of you who will listen to this can relate. Why should the men sow wild oats and be prized for being experienced? Oh, he's a player. Oh, he's out there. He's a tough guy. But a girl is supposed to come in, or a young woman should marry or settle down as a virgin, and immediately within the first few years have had babies. So there are lots of double standards that are societal norms that predicate, that pave the way for a woman or girls and women to be subjects and objects. So as long as we have this mindset in societies and communities that agree upon marginalizing women, agree upon women constantly being sex objects and subjects of servitude to men, this mindset of victimhood and victimhood behavior will always be prevalent. So it is really important that we start to dismantle that for ourselves, teach our daughters, teach our sisters to get that mindset on the front end that you want to protect your boundaries, our physical boundaries. We want to make it clear that we're not interested in engaging, especially with someone who is willing to go to whatever extent to take advantage of us. Unfortunately, we don't always know on the front end, but as soon as it becomes obvious, we need to speak up and we need to assert that right on the front end. Make sure that being a victim, as unfortunate as it is, that we're not on any level energetically or even implicitly condoning the behavior. So thank you for this comment. I think this was kind of a longer reply than I intended, but I hope you get my point. Thanks.